I'm Michael Wildmon, head coach of Pontotoc High School softball team. It's my 6th year. I was at Smithville High School where I was the head basketball coach and the assistant softball coach. Under a good friend of mine, Jeremy Duke, we had a lot of success and fell in love with the game of softball. That's when I decided I wanted to try to be a head coach at some point in time. And I came here originally to be the assistant, and due to some factors, I wound up becoming the head coach sooner than expected. So I was just fortunate in the right place, right time, to be able to come in. We had up and downs. We finished the first year, we were pretty good, finished North half runner-ups, got beat by eventual champions, Kosciuszko. We made playoffs 4 out of 5. COVID year don't count, and we missed the playoffs 1 year. So we're 1-3 right now. We've got a tough schedule, playing a lot of young kids right now. Graduated 2 seniors last year, trying to replace them, plus try to replace the production that our basketball girls are going to bring to us after they play in the championship Thursday. Where'd that bag come from? You can get another one. That one's dead. It's busted. I can set them here. See the difference in it coming off the bat? Try to do a bunch of different things. In the off season, we lift. We try to find games, try to do things that will keep them wanting to be down here. Because it's a long time from August until the first game, and we try to do different things that keep them going to help us get better. We break up and work into individual groups. Infielders, outfielders, hitting, anything that we can do. I've got 2 assistants, paid assistants, a couple volunteers, and any ideas we can come up with, we try to take that and translate it in. And it made it tougher this year because with numbers, and when we had them, we couldn't really get a scrimmage in until after school practice started in January. And that really makes it tough when you can't play a game, because that's what it's for. That's what they're here for. So you're opening that front shoulder for your contact. I know. Stay through it, drive it. Drive it oppo, drive it middle. Trust your hands. Yeah, next year when they go to doing the reclassifications, we're actually going to 5A. We're going to be in the division with Lafayette, Clarksdale, Corinth, New Hope, West Point. It's south and north. They still stay 4A, so we're going to try to keep the games if possible, but we just won't be in the same classification anymore. That's something we're looking forward to doing next year. It'll be a change. Change up some of the people that we've been playing the last several years. So the style coaching that we have with each class, we try to adjust to what we've got. This year with this team, we really don't know for sure yet. What we think we're going to have when we get some, because we got some multi-year starters that are coming from basketball this week. Early in the year, we try to get a lot of it just at bats, a lot of cuts, and we may not do as much bunting as we might later on in the year. But we're going to be a little bit more pressed for time. The girls play in the championship on Thursday, and we have a division game next Friday. So we're going to have to do a lot of work in the next few days to get that done. One of our assets this year is going to be pitching. We've got 2 returning starters from last year. We went 12-3 with one. The other one was 2-1. Pitched a lot of innings. We're very excited about them. They'll get fine-tuned in and get ready, be ready to go when division gets here. We've got some power up and down throughout the lineup. We've got multiple people that had really good batting averages last year and had some power that are coming back. We're going to be a solid team. They're going to throw in some speed too that we'll be able to mix some bunting in and stuff like that. And we're excited because up to this point, we've kind of struggled. The young kids have not used to seeing the pitching that we have, and it's been an adventure so far. But it's valuable reps for them and valuable for us as we go into the future.
It's a new day at MaxxSouth. We are excited to share some great news. In our continued effort to support Mississippi businesses, MaxxSouth is now offering local advertising support. Through high-quality programming, we combine traditional television and premium digital advertising, allowing your multimedia campaign to reach your targeted audience at any time on any device. Call MaxxSouth Media Sales today at 662-701-8628.
We're going to take it in just in case it rains. Hey, 2-line base right here. Here we go. Don't run over each other, get good leads. Some of the main challenges, one, we're gonna have to integrate the basketball girls. They haven't been down here. You know, they've been able to come throw and hit a little bit, but they haven't been down here for us to build the entire team camaraderie. They all know each other, but it's different when you go from rarely seeing somebody to spending a lot of time together. Get them game reps, get them practice reps pretty quick. Because like I said, they play in the championship tomorrow at 5, and if it doesn't rain us out, we go play 2 games on Friday. They'll be in the lineup, and then the next Friday we play our first division game, which doesn't give us a lot of time for play. You know, and that's a challenge because a lot of the other people in our division had their kids the whole time, or not the whole time, but since the division tournament or a game or a day or two after. You know, and we're a month into the season. Weather's always going to be a factor. You know, there's a chance that even if we didn't have to postpone for the basketball tomorrow, we're going to lose tomorrow's game. High chance of rain. Friday's the same thing. You know, I've already been contacted about playing Friday's games next week to try to make them up. You know, things of that nature. Finding the right order of the lineup. You know, who needs to be where, who's hitting the best. You know, not necessarily just because they're hitting the best, but do they hit good in this spot? Do we need to move them down here? You know, and it's things of that nature. Make sure we get the right people in place in defense. It's things that we go through each and every year. You know, sometimes there are ones a little bit harder than others, but I think we'll have a better judge hopefully Monday or Tuesday about what's going to be our biggest challenge for this team. The difference between a player and an athlete to me is like we had a kid that graduated last year. She signed at ICC for both basketball and softball. She could immediately transfer from one sport to the other, and there was no drop. Just like Monday, she was starting point guard for ICC. They got beat. Yesterday, she went and started shortstop for the first time for the softball team. At least one of the games they played, she went 2 for 4. You know, that's an athlete. That's a kid that, you know, you can watch them move, they run. She's able to instantly pick it up. Sometimes with a player, you know, it may take them a week or 2 longer of getting their timing, getting everything adjusted to it. Not that they're not any less of a value to the team. It just may be more of a struggle for them to be able to go from one to the other. You know, and like I said, the one that graduated last year, her name Allie Beckley, she's a tremendous athlete, and she was able to do that. And doing it at the high school level is one thing, but for her to be able to do it at the JUCO level, where everything's much more fast-paced, and they're 20 games in the season or however many it is, I mean, it's impressive, and that's the difference to me. With the group that we've got out here now, you know, we've been struggling to hit. We've got a bunch of young kids playing varsity for the first time, so we're having to be more selective at the plate. We're, you know, the pitches we choose, we've been chasing some where we shouldn't and watching some that we should be swinging at. And that makes a big difference, you know, the pitch selection and seeing, getting our hands and driving through the ball. So it'll come around. You know, like I said, we've been starting several young kids, and we just still expect to compete no matter who's on the field. Be a great softball player, I think they got to be adaptable. They got to, you know, at our level, every time we get new kids in, we may have to take you from playing infield to put you in the outfield. May need you just to be a DP or just play defense or whatever. You've got to be able to adapt. You've got to be able to take things and go with it. You can't get upset over small things. Because there's a tendency I've seen that there's a lot of ups and downs. In, you know, the game of softball, game of baseball, there's a lot of failure. You may go 0 for 3 to start with, and that last at bat, you know, if you're still dwelling on what you've done, you're not going to be successful. You've got to let that go and fight each and every one. You've got to be able to forget whatever just happened and focus on the new. You know, I stole it from a buddy of mine, but I tell our kids all the time, so what next pitch? You know, that doesn't matter anymore. We've got to move on to the next play. You know, you struck out, that's fine. Now you got to go play defense and do your job. If you can't scoop the ball, you need to find another position to play. This is game-like, and you're moving out of the way. We need that out right there. That's the difference in us getting out of an inning and them scoring 4 more runs. Last season, we went 21 or something, finished in 3rd round playoffs. We got beat by Kosciuszko, again, the eventual state champions. You know, we had opportunity. We weren't able to get over that hump, didn't get that timely hit. You know, we took them to the wire. You know, we battled against them. It was just one of those things where we come up just a bit short. So, and that's what I told the girls, we need to feed off that. You know, we graduated 2, we got everybody else back. Replacing 2 starters from last year. And if we could feed off that and stay hungry and try to stay, don't get complacent, that we have an opportunity to make another run this year. The men's outlook for the season, we got a lot of potential. We got two of our top pitchers back from last year, a lot of top production back from last year. If we can put it all together and perform to our abilities, I think we've got a good chance. We won the division last year. I think we got a good chance to repeat it that. It's going to be tough, like we talked about. North and South, Pontotoc are both in our divisions, both rivals, they're both good. Still got Houston down the highway, that's always a good program. Ripley and Albany both hired new coaches, and their teams are both playing better this year. So it's not going to be easy. But if we do it, we're able to, like I said, no matter who's across the field, I think we'll have a chance. And hopefully, win the division and make another deep run. And as far as I know, Pontotoc's never won a state championship in softball. We've been North Half a couple of times. Hopefully that we can get over that hump and try to have an opportunity to bring the first title. And in the last couple of years, we really pushed trying to get stronger and faster. And we saw the benefits last year. We're hoping that we're able to see some more of it this year and let those girls see how those improvements, have helped, helping them get bigger and faster and stronger.
You're trying to trap it. Instead of working, prepping here, you're trying to do this. It's the reason why you can't field it. Get your ball, get the glove out in front of you.
We didn't play summer ball because I think we had 21 kept on the team, and I think out of 21, 19 were on travel teams. So they're seeing live pitching, they're getting some defense, but we focused on weight training here. Our football coach, Coach Turner, he actually looked and studied and helped me come up with he came up with a softball program that was basically fit our needs and the weights that we have over here at the field. It really strengthened around the knees, the hips, things that the girls use, as far as hitting, they're getting in their lower body. It helped with the shoulders, to help strengthen those up for the pitchers. Like I said, he specified it with the materials we had for that. And like I said, we could see a difference last year. We could tell the difference in power, especially the ones that are able to be over here all year. With us, the ones that just softball only. Even the ones that, do other things, we could see a difference in them, but it was a bigger difference in the ones that were here with us the whole time. But I think it benefits us. It helps you stronger, helps prevent injury. And that's a big thing nowadays. You see more injuries now than you did 15, 20 years ago. And it's because, it's basically turned into year-round. I love all kinds of movies. Clips have been coming across. I've been seeing the one of the rookie. Of course, I know it's based on the guy that pitched and then got hurt and coached high school baseball. I love watching Remember the Titans. Hoosiers. Of course, I know it's not softball, as much, but Coach Carter, the emphasis that he put on, not only their grades, not only their athletics, but their grades, because it can help them get to college. We're blessed right now. We've got, of our 4 seniors, 3 of them are going to play college. We got 1 going to Northwest and 2 going to ICC. So, we've been blessed for that to actually benefit and help us. So, another one of my favorites is one of the Rocky, the one where he's talking about it's not how hard you get hit, it's not how hard you hit, but how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, because that's how winning is done. I really like that one. I like the movie Miracle. When you're not supposed to win, you always have that chance. The quote that he gives them at the end is, "May play 10 times, they may beat them 9, but not tonight." It's small stuff like that you try to take and turn that into and motivate the kids in some way. It makes a good coach in high school. It ranges. You got to find ways to motivate the kids. You got to find ways to be able to connect to them. And you got to find that passion that drives them to be the best player that they can be, and then motivate them as a group to come together. I've got multiple friends that you can't necessarily recreate and mimic exactly what they do, but watching them that coach, they've been very successful, and try to take the things that they do, and I've tried to combine them, and I hope it's working. We've had some success, we've had some failures here, But I hope that at the end of the day that the kids are becoming better, not only better softball players, but better people, and I hope that they're being prepared for the rest of their lives. Just learning small things down here, like even being early for stuff. It's better to be early than to be late, and we try to tell them that all the time. Just the small things that we can do, and making it about the kids. And sometimes we forget that it is just a game that they're playing, and they're playing it because they love it. Because most of these kids are not going to go make a living playing softball or baseball, whatever. They're doing it for high school, and they may do it for a few years in college. And we should make it as memorable as possible. Best advice I got from Buddy Brown was try to be yourself. Don't try to copy and do exactly as somebody else does, because just because he's able to make it work or she's able to make it work doesn't mean you're able to. You can have back-to-back-to-back great teams, and each team was motivated by something terribly different, or not terribly different, but something that's absolutely different. And then once you get them motivated, you got to figure out how to keep them there. A guy told me this morning, was talking and said it's hard to get to the top, but it's even harder to stay there. So he said once you get there, he said you've got to figure out how to make sure that they stay hungry, and that's some of the best that I've gotten.